The off-leash dog park. I've been looking, there's no public hearings at the Park and Rec Agency, there's nothing on the planning agency. Seems this is just gonna get ran through. We don't have money for it. We're looking for volunteers. It seems we can never do it right, but boy, we can always screw it up. So let's try and do it right. Thanks.
Renee Buck, Future 131. I was at the city council meeting when you did discuss the off-leash dog parks prior, and there is a notice on the board, Saturday mornings community meeting about the off-leash dog park. Just want to bring to your attention that the spot that's laid out in Sellers Park and your option in Powderworks Park that's next to the wetland area, both of those are non-viable choices because bacteria and dog feces is a big problem with water quality, and both of those are habitat for amphibians. Thank you.
I just wanted to talk about, I keep hearing all of these comments about dog poop and the fact that it's up in Chief Leshai Park, I heard last week. I hear it's in Sellers Park. I hear it's in a variety of different places. Just wondering if anyone's looked at what Boulder, Colorado or San Francisco has done. What they've done, I'll just tell you, is that they've gone in with a company that does DNA testing. Yes, every dog once in their lifetime gets swabbed. They hold on to the DNA. You get the poop, send it to them. They do DNA, and behold, guess what? Just like running the red light at Silicon and Phillips Road, you get a ticket. Sounds to me like a win-win situation. I guess it's your dog, or it was either you or it was whoever you lent the dog to. Responsibility to pay. Just offering a friendly idea. Actually, both in Boulder and San Francisco, what they found was that dog poop went from a very unhealthy and very tremendous amount to practically nothing. Sounds like a good way to me to get rid of the problem.
Mr. Chase. Anyone else?
I just wanted to follow up because of Renee's statement. There's meetings, but the process for capital improvements is what I'm referring to. I know there's meetings, but there should be hearings at all of our agencies. That's what I was referring to. Thank you.
How many dog sites are we looking at now for the off-leash areas?
How many have we looked at?
No, how many are we currently looking at?
As of right now, there's 2 that are a primary focus, and there's probably 4 that are still in part of the conversation.
Okay, well, I guess what my point is, I've heard there were 4. I've heard there's 3. Last week there was 4. Now there's 3. And you're wondering why rumors go about. The only information is coming from City Hall. So what's the number?
Well, like I said, there's
Where I'm going is possible selections right now. Are there still the site by the fire hall, or the fire station? There's Powderworks, there's Sellers, and there's Whole Line Road, or whatever that's called, under consideration. Or am I wrong?
we haven't ruled anything out, and no decisions have been made. And so as we listen to the community, we're winnowing down the realm of possibility for both of them. And then actually tonight, someone gave me another possible option for us to consider.
I understand, but when you publicize the fact that you now have 3 sites, and a few minutes ago you said there's only 2 under consideration. So far, I just was asking what's the number.
No decisions have been made, and everything is on the table at this point.
So there's at least 4. Okay,
At least 4.
it's a hard way to get it.
At the previous meeting and the ongoing discussions for the off-leash park, DuPont really doesn't have the space for it. So why don't we look at another option? This body gave the North Fork Lake Trust, whatever their name is called, they gave them a hiatus to build. Why not ask them for some property? Why not ask them to donate that, and let's seriously do it right. Let's get some acreage and do it. Let's sit down and talk. We don't have to get this done just because the mayor's leaving in 2 months. Thanks.
Mr. Moore.
Your community policing initiative, looking forward to that and hope to be at the meeting. I've been thinking about the people, particularly in Edmonds Village, that I've been asking to attend that meeting. And what I've come up with is dog walkers, since they're out a lot of the time, habitually. Some of them I see every single day. They're very devoted to taking their dogs. They might see something change or something different, or at least they have an opportunity to have eyes on the neighborhood. Do you have any other recommendations for us so far as people we should be looking for and inviting to that event?
I would ask you to think about, first let me ask you a question. Those dog walkers have leashes on those dogs? Okay, just want to make sure. I would suggest people that you're aware of from these meetings or other meetings that you attend who are active in the community and would be interested in continuing to be active in the community and help us out with this program.
So the meeting on
The 12th.
the 12th at 6 p.m., that's just purely informational. They're not signing up for anything, right?
Correct. It's the first of a series of meetings. We'll discuss community policing, the concept of it. Safe Streets will be there, and we'll actually have a person who is a leader of a community group in Tacoma who had issues around a park, come in and talk about how they organized and what they did, just to give some examples. And we may ask some of the people to get together as villages and maybe do a little project and then discuss it and talk about it. And in the end, we'll be asking people to think about becoming community connectors, and we'll define that role in this meeting.
Thank you. Secondly, I'm going to weigh in on the dog park thing. It was probably a decade ago that I was on the Parks Agency and we talked about dog park, among other issues. And really the sole theme that I see that is the same today as it was 10 years ago is that people don't want it next to their house. That's pretty much something that hasn't changed. What has changed is that we actually do have more property options than we did back then. Since then, Battle Works Park has come online, and the city has the Civic Center here and some property over there. And so, since I'm not going to be able to attend the meeting on the 31st, I'll just sort of weigh in. I think, based on my history on the Parks Agency, from talking to people in various neighborhoods just over the last couple of weeks, I think that the fire department would be perfect neighbors for the dog park. I think that you guys could donate perhaps a fire hydrant for the middle of it for them to use. And we should put it actually across the field, because I got plans for behind the fire department for the tree board. But I think that it's centrally located. I think it makes sense. It's visible. The police are there. I know that perhaps one day there may be a community center across there or something else. I say we cross that bridge when we get to it. Even if you tuck it back in the corner, there's already 2 sections of fence that we could sort of already add on to keep the cost down. But I know that the community is, there are already people gearing up to fund it, and if people want it that bad, I think it would be a good idea to go right over here. That would be my vote for that. I just keep going back to 10 years ago when we kept hearing the recurring theme that nobody wants it next to their house. So I say I say the city takes one for the team and puts it right.
Right. Thank you, Councilmember Issa. Councilmember Wesson.
I'd like to follow up on Dave's comments here. Looking at the site over near the old Fort Lewis garbage area, that whole area is within the city limits. It is an area that is open for, with space for parking, and Council Member Estep indicated no one wants it in their neighborhood. This would be away from the residential area. It wouldn't have to be monitored by the fire department. However, they could provide a hydrant over there. But it would require conversations with Fort Lewis. And Fort Lewis has a large residential area, which is located on over near American Lake Golf Course. And those people there, I'm sure, would appreciate to be able to go to an off-leash park that would be in cooperation with DuPont and have that joint facility, and you would have a greater resource of individuals that would help in monitoring, maintenance, and providing the type of structures that would protect the owners during bad weather, as well as a facility there that providing water and so on. So I would really consider that as an alternative to eliminate the possible conflict within the different areas of our city that is being considered now. The residents, they're upset, there's a lot of concern. So with that in mind, I think it's a very valid option that Dave has suggested.
Thank you. Any final council comments before we adjourn and then go to the workshop? Yes, there's a workshop. Okay, so we will adjourn at 8:35.
You saw today at the meeting that we just adjourned is the council now dabbling in where a dog park should be, and that's not our job. That's the job of an agency that we have that's supposed to come to us with ideas of where it could be and bring us the feedback from the community. We're taking the slings of arrow for something that hasn't even been proposed yet. So we're going to be in that business. We're going to bog down a council that should be looking at other issues and have neglected big issues in the past.
The White House it's hard to see them. House is a stone's throw away. There's the other sign way down there. Looking back up, you have the church. More homes. Nothing but homes. They're gonna hear it, dogs all day long. Power Line Road at Creekside Village. The distance is 5 poles. You can see the four poles, and the 5th is to my back. From the 5th pole, you can see Creekside Village. If you can see a home, they can hear a dog all day long. Here we are at the end of Power Line Road. There's your power lines. Shoot between the fence posts. Powerline Road, the 5 poles, and Creekside Village. Creekside Village will be able to hear the dogs all day long. Powderworks proposed dog park or off-leash area. Houses, residents. Bob's Hollow, houses, residents. If you can see houses, the residents will hear dogs all day long. At the previous meeting and the ongoing discussions for the off-leash park, DuPont really doesn't have the space for it. So why don't we look at another option? This body gave the North Fork Lake Trust, whatever their name is called, they gave them a hiatus to build. Why not ask them for some property? Why not ask them to donate that, and let's seriously do it right. Let's get some acreage and do it. Let's sit down and talk. We don't have to get this done just because the mayor's leaving in 2 months. Thanks. Power pole, telecommunications, and water. Site is lighted. Area for parking. Cannot see any homes. Large open areas under the tree canopy. Dogs can run, play,